poetry. What's up everybody, I'm Jake. Welcome back to my channel. I'm out here riding my bike around St. Augustine, Florida, and I just thought I'd make a video reading out my poem that I wrote called The Singularity of Consciousness. I got it on my phone here, so because it's, I'm not gonna try to memorize this whole thing just for a video. But here it goes, Singularity of Consciousness. Once I woke up, I experienced everything like a child. But I was a child. You know that feeling where it's that refreshment button for your electrical hard drive that we often call innocence? The high score of smiles when we are selflessly involved, which we access every other full moon in the form of a nostalgic iCloud we call memories. Or more attuned technology that lies within your very soul. The relentless rough draft that hovers over us every day and asks when we're going to finish and jump back in one day. And when we do jump in and relive that awe-inspiring self-augmentation of humble surrender, we get jolts of, hello, I'm here, and now, woohoo! But also a little jolt of suffering, an unencumbered surprise of an unwanted second jolt. But once there comes a flutter in the wires of your effort to continue, you are overwritten like a trustless program. A program that went from victim to vulnerability, which now you can see that you woke up. You woke up to waking up. The burdens become thorns. You only wake up to the blooming. The rose blooming. As if beauty woke you up. And as the layers of your being is accumulated in the arousal of a mathematical perspective inception, you've hit a singularity of consciousness. Birth becomes infinity and death becomes irrelevant. Yet dresses you with a classy quality like a wingman to befriend your own awareness. And as the layers of reality unfold, the death of a dream is stolen and a fortune for your life is received. Then the fractal nature of God is preserved. Yeah. So when you become aware that you're aware, that you're aware, that you're aware, that you're aware, it's like the graph of awareness that starting from the innocence of a child, there's so little data that you've accumulated, yet you are one with nature, one with God, one with everything that exists, because you are purely, innocently involved, 100%, 110%. But then once you start growing, you start learning about right and wrong, normalization of certain behaviors, and then personality forms, the ego forms, and we learn about other egos. But also, along with tons and tons of concepts that we use to describe with concepts, that it just keeps going and going. So then there's a crossroads that happens. There's a crossroads of, will you stumble upon something that gives you two pathways, one of two pathways. There's either an event in your life that happens to wake you up, or there's an inner calling, or a thought that you may have thought that was yours, that inspires an awakening, or you hit a stale, repetitive, karmic cycle. In the middle of that graph. And the singularity of consciousness is where the end of the graph becomes a vertical line of awareness. You gain so much data and learning about yourself, your surroundings, your environment, your inner environment, that you become aware that you're aware that you're aware, and merge with the fractal nature of God, the fractal nature of existence itself. So I guess the point of me writing the poem was to describe the perplexing reality that we all individually face some point in our life. And I don't think it's stretched out. I think it's really one point in our life. It's one moment. I don't think there's a few. I think there's certain events that build up to that one moment of oh my God, I'm awake now. I'm waking up to false truths. I'm waking up to my true self. I'm becoming my true self. It's a door, and you shut it behind you, and it disappears. So I think that's such an amazing thing that can happen to everyone. So, but about the staleness of, growing on that graph of awareness, but stopping in the middle, on that curve. On that curve, it's so easy to stop. It is so easy. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is. There's no philosophical question you can ask or answer that you'll get that can explain to you or get to some secret answer that will help you stay comfortable in the middle of that graph, in the middle of that growth. There's nothing that you'll find that will make that staleness okay. You're either gonna stay not okay forever until you die, or you can choose to go towards that singularity of yourself, of consciousness, of your own consciousness, of of consciousness itself, the collective. So I guess I could leave y'all with a question, and that's, are you gonna stay stale by vocalizing your stresses, vocalizing your problems, asking for permission, walking on eggshells all the time? seeking approval from your friends, from your family, from yourself maybe? You could act like you're seeking approval from yourself, but not really be genuine about it. Like posting stuff on Instagram or Facebook, you know? And then you look back at your post and you're like, yeah, since I said this thing, it's part of me now, you know? But that's one of many curses social media can do. So I think self-validation can be thrown in the trash. The like the yearning for needing to feel belonged to something, I think can be thrown in the trash. Because even though it feels good, it's something that we use as a crutch more often than not. It's something that we don't admit to ourselves that we do. At least in my experience, and a couple close friends of mine who also experience the same thing. I just assume that, you know, it's a thing that we all go through, or we all will go through, or not. Yeah, the singularity of consciousness is something I just, you know, play on words, where I just wanted to express like a visual representation of the difference between egocentric people and world-centric people. Like, egocentric people are stuck on that curve of self-awareness, and world-centric people have reached that singularity of consciousness, of their own awareness, just so much that they can analyze before they judge. The very thing you're supposed to do to your own thoughts while you meditate. You analyze them, just be aware of them and not judge them. But in this case, you know, living your daily life, being able to not judge anything at all and just be one with it and just accept it as it is, that's something to strive for. But that singularity of consciousness, especially that straight line going up, I call that more of a reconnection to your inner child. Because starting out, you know, being born, you know, you're involved. You're purely involved, innocently involved. And you can reach that again. Everyone can. And the cool thing is, you can do it with an ego. Because you can't escape it. There's an airplane. You can't escape the ego. So having an ego simultaneously while being purely involved with everything, being able to judge, analyze things, experience things without judging them, is a beautiful contrast. Because your ego isn't all bad, it's great, it's beautiful, it's a good thing to have, because it's what differentiates everything from everything. Good from bad, light from dark, you know? So, yeah, there's a lot, it's a bunch of thoughts of mine, and I wanted to share a poem, the poem I wrote, and that's all, yeah. I'm gonna sit here probably for another 20 minutes or so and experience this palm tree in front of me. or this palm tree is going to experience me, or this palm tree and I are going to experience each other as one thing. If I shut up,